to maybe take out a loan? That was one of my questions. And then the second one is like, how would it work if I need to? I don't want to start getting a little bit more serious about our art.
Yeah. So great question. The first thing, if it's a loan, you always want to take it from your 401k, because with your 401k, you're able to put that money back in within 5 years and not pay taxes. So, you always want to take money from the 401k. So, how much is in your 401k?
It's 22,000.
Yeah. Yeah. So out that 22,000, typically most companies allow you to take out half. So from a loan standpoint, you definitely want to do a loan against that for 11,000. Like I said, you have up to 5 years to pay it back, without paying any taxes. So that's what we want to do there for sure.
So if I transfer it over to you, I couldn't take a loan out again.
That's correct. By law, you cannot take a loan against a IRA. Now, you can do what you call a 60-day rollover. You have 60 calendar days if you take money out of a traditional IRA to put the money back in. And when you put the money back in, then you don't pay taxes. So let's say you take out 10 grand and you put back 4,000. Well, the 4,000 that you put in, you don't pay taxes on that, but the 6,000 that you kept out, you pay taxes at that. But like I said, since you still have money currently in a 401k, you want to take the loan against the 401k. How much do you want to take out?
I don't know. I was just using that as an option. Yeah. Because I just wanted to get, smarter about my money. I was going to take it all out, but then I was going to get hit with the 20 and the team, right?
Yeah,
Right. What up?
whatever amount that you're thinking about doing, then we just want to keep double that in the 401k. So if it's a $5,000 loan, keep 10,000 in there. If it's a $10,000 loan, then keep 20,000 in there.
Okay. So if I want it, but say I just wanted to roll it over, how would I start that process with you guys?
One of my staff members would have set a time to call you and them on three-way, and then we'll do it over verbally, just like we did, what, a year and a half?
I know I don't need to get it. I don't need to take it out now. We'll get to check it and send it to you. I don't need to do that.
Nah, no. So since it's still in a 401k, one of my staff members with you will call on three-way. We'll give them all the information, and then they roll it over directly to us in our office.
All right, the second question I have it. So I have a job, okay? I can't get into the 401k for 3 months. If I make contributions into the IRA that I have with you guys, will I be able to get the reduced tax liability on my income taxes next year?
Yeah, great questions. Anytime, that's a great question. A smart idea, actually. Anytime you put money into a traditional IRA, it is a tax deduction. So the answer to that question is yes. So let's say, you put in, let's say $5,000, because with a traditional IRA, you can put up to $7,000 in if you're under 50, which you are, and then you can do $8,000 in a traditional IRA if you're over 50. So for you, since you're under 50, you can do up to $7,000 a year. So let's say you put in $5,000. So that $5,000 will decrease your taxable income. And let's say you make $100,000 per se, then that $100,000 is now taxed at 95,000 because you put $5,000 into your traditional IRA.
What I was saying is, it's not coming out of my check. How would I report that on my? I would get something for you guys saying, hey, he put this much in his account.
Yeah. Great question. Yeah, 1099. So even though it doesn't come from your check, when you put money into your traditional IRA, you get a 1099, and that 1099 is accompanied with the form 5498. So the 1099 shows that it's a contribution, and then the form 5498 also shows that it's a contribution from a tax deduction standpoint. And you give those two things to your tax preparer or to us if you want us to do your taxes, of course, and then we'll make sure that that's reported to decrease your tax liability. Another cool thing about that as well is that let's say you want to put money into your traditional IRA for the year 2025, even though it's the year 2026. You can do that. So you have up to April 15th of the following year to put money into your traditional IRA and have it reported for the previous year as long as you don't file taxes. So let's say March of next year you didn't file taxes and you say, hey, I put in $3,000 in my IRA. I want to put in another 4,000 to max my traditional IRA for the year 2025. Then, of course, you can deposit the money and then it gets reported. Again, with your Form 5498, it gets reported that that you did it in the year 2025, which decreases your tax liability in the year 2025. I know we talked about you buying your neighbor's property at one point. If you did that, each
Still thin on the monkey hand.
wow, that's crazy. So let's say you was to purchase it. Wow. So let's say you purchase it. So if you were to purchase it, then first off, the purchase price, we're able to do a cost segregation study. So let's say you bought it for 200,000. That means we're able to depreciate that all basically in 1 year. So it's going to be a tax refund. If you make 150 and you got a $200,000 taxable deduction, you're going to get a huge refund. But just besides that, now when you drive from the job site back to your house to go to your home office because you are now a business in real estate. Now, some of your driving mileage is a tax write off. When you cut on the lights at your house, you can't run a business without having electricity. So now some of your electricity bill is a write off. Your internet is a write off. You're watching HGTV. So now some of your cable is a write off, which means a lot more money in your pocket with the same amount of money you're spending at. Or if you think you're going to take out a loan, I would say keep it there. So if you do think you're going to take out a loan, you might want to keep it there. But if you don't want to do the loan, you don't need the money per se, then we'll definitely roll it over for you.
Yeah, let me see some things, cause I want to get some stuff fixed on my house.
Yeah.
But I guess if I take out the 20, I would have to. I wouldn't be able to take out the 10 once I take out the 20, right?
If let's say you want to do a loan for 10,000, you need to keep the full amount in that 401k.
Yeah, what I'm saying. But after I take out the 10,000, I couldn't say, hey, give me the other 10, and I'll let over array.
Now I know because what happens is that they're going to tax you because you have to have half the money. Yeah, so that they're going to tax you as if you took out the full 20. So there's no point at that point.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let me do some thinking. But yeah, definitely the lady could send me a calendar. I'll do that.
Cool. All right, we'll get you all set up and squared away.
Oh, thank you, Thurman. Have a great weekend.
I gotta ask last question. We ain't talking a while. How has your experience with us been so far? I mean, I know you're doubling the stock market, but how has your experience been with us so far? So realized gains is things that we sold. So of course, since we're managing your money, we buy and sell things. So let's say I buy something for $400 and I sell it for $450. That's a realized gain of $50. Um, Same instance, I buy something for $400 and now it's worth $450. I haven't sold it. Since I haven't sold it, it's an unrealized gain of $50. So a realized gain is when we bought and sold something, and a unrealized gain is when we bought it but have not sold it yet. Yeah. So in totality, you think about year to date. Year to date, you're up by, like I said, 35%. The stock market as of today, October 10th, is up by 14%. So literally for every $100,000 per se, the average person in the stock market has made 14,000. You have made 35,000. And from a diversification standpoint, remember, we only have 80% of your money in the stock market. So you're doing better than the stock market with only 80% of the risk. Now, as always, past performance does not guarantee future results, and nobody knows but God the future. But definitely this year.
I'm sure, like, if we start going down, that we can just at least hold what we got, right?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely manage the money. We definitely manage the money. In April, when well, basically February, the market started going down when Trump, came out with the tariffs, and we didn't sell all of your investments, but we did sell some of them, in anticipation of the market going down. And then in April, as the market bottomed, we had Liberation Day. A week after that, in mid-April, we got back into the market. So for us being able to, sell a little bit higher and buy a little bit lower, it has allowed you to outperform the market because you didn't lose as much as everybody else. And then, of course, as over time, you've been able to make more than everybody else as well.
Well, yeah, I've been mastering being pretty good. I don't have any complaints, for sure. Mm.
Now, pleasure's all mine. Well, cool. Well, now, just let us know from a rollover standpoint, because if you do want to take a loan, there's no reason to roll it over. So I would just say that's your homework. Just call us and let us know. And then from there, then we'll set some time, because if we do roll it over, one of my staff members, they can do both. They can, help you roll it over and then do the budgeting call. All right, cool.